or are we not?
I
I
got
don't
my
know.
punishment. My punishment's upstance. Hold on, I gotta
Oh,
grab
go
it. My
get it.
punishment's upstairs.
Go get the punishment.
I haven't been
I
here
know
so
you're-
long. I don't
I
even
know
know
you're
what it
into
is.
fetishes, Tom.
Who is
but
that
I get
guy?
It.
Ooh.
Who's hosting, by the way?
He's got to.
Was that tree?
He had to prep for the pegging. Go and get pegged in the butt. Let's go.
Afternoon.
Look at that. Oh, that's tight.
That's even worse than BDSM material.
So here's the thing. This is the one that they only had in a small, so I'm going to see if this fits over my boobies.
That looks like it fits.
I mean, those are some nice perky boobies, Tom.
See, Tom and I have the opposite problem. If I buy a small NFL jersey, it still looks like a dress on me. I'm like, why are they all so big, these NFL jerseys?
The thing with the jersey without shoulder pads is like nobody looks good in in just a jersey. Like even the movie, was it Silver Linings Playbook? Bradley Cooper is in a Eagles jersey and he looks like crap. And
That
like I'm like,
good.
what? You think that Bradley Cooper,
lifelong Lions fan? Oh my god,
he does look like a Lions fan.
He looks like
there's
he's
nothing
born in Detroit, Rock City.
There's nothing more unflattering than a football jersey. So I'm sorry.
Bro, I look good in football jerseys.
Tom does.
Packer jerseys. You know what? And it's very much a shame. The jersey I look the best in, believe it or not, is a Cowboys jersey. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's because I never see the sun, and it's just like that pale moonlight kind of whatever. It works.
I think it's Scooter rubbing off on you. That's not good.
It does.
Scooter is obviously not here, everyone. I think he's in LA. Is that what he's doing?
He's jet setting, being a super celebrity, being better than us.
So apparently, because we're not broadcasting to his channel, we can say the word taint.
Ooh.
Well, we mentioned pegging earlier, so that's good to know.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We're 7-8 weeks into the NFL season. We're almost at the halfway point. We got the trade deadline coming up, but the topic of the show today is QB debates. If there's anything you guys want to talk about beforehand, I think speaking of QB debates, Kyler Murray actually practiced the other day. Let's start with that one. Why?
Oh, Cody, how dare you?
Wow, it's Josh.
And that's a Bills profile picture, too.
I know. He's feeling scorned.
I'm going to do a hot take here. It's not because of Josh Allen. It's because that defense has been destroyed by injury, and it's actually costing the Bills in a lot of different situations,
Their
especially
offense is
in final
so
drive.
bad right now.
Well, it's not just their offense. Their defense is without Milano, Tre'Davious White, and Daquan Jones.
Oh, yeah, no,
destroyed.
it's bad. But
It's
their
nothing.
offense, like, dude, it's been bad since London.
Because
They like kind of like came back again at the end when they're like, let's run a 2-minute drill, and then they're like, yeah, we're doing it, and then they almost lost to the Giants, and then they lost to the Patriots.
Yeah.
They should have lost to the Giants. They should have.
For me, it's pretty simple. Like, if you're a Bills fan, obviously you can be critical of Josh Allen and how they're playing and wonder, like, is he as good as we thought he was? All that's fair. All other fans, when you're critiquing a quarterback and you're trying to determine whether or not you think that guy is good or bad, you just have to ask yourself, would I want him to be my quarterback? And the answer for Josh Allen is a resounding yes, please. I would take me some Josh Allen. So
Not
in
a
my
debate.
book, he's still
Love.
very good.
Jordan Love.
Would I take Kenny Pickett? Would I take Dan Jones? Would I take Tyrod Taylor? I
So
might.
here's the thing about Kenny Pickett. If you're getting the first 3 quarters, Kenny Pickett, you don't want him. Fourth quarter, Kenny Pickett, he somehow turns into John Elway. I don't know how it
He's
is.
like
famous.
Tebow.
But that's what happens. I don't
He's
get
actually
it.
more like Tebow.
Oh, hello, puppy. Hello.
What?
I
there's
take
a puppy.
that pupper as my quarterback.
Look at that dog.
Where's Scooter? He's scared of the Eagles. Oh, yeah.
When will Kyler play? Does anybody know yet?
I don't know. I just know that he was a full participant in practice. I don't know anything else besides that.
Do you think he's had 8 weeks, and if he's healthy, how many more weeks are the Cardinals going to give him to learn their offense?
That's funny. That's really funny. Oh, from the top rope, Brandon Perna on, which is funny because you're about as tall as Kyler Murray, so
He's taller than me. That's what's funny. But it was not a short joke. It was about him not study. It was a study.
Yes,
joke.
he is not a studier.
Yeah.
I think. See, the problem with Murray is like, what is the value for playing him? For 9 weeks when you really know that you're going to move on from him, right?
Well,
Bet more deal on a trade. That's what's going to happen because he has that horrible contract to try and prove Keim and Kingsbury right. They had no choice. And here's the problem I have. Kyler Murray is not a bad quarterback. He can take over games. Look at what happened against the Raiders last year. He stole that game. He has madcap talent. I just think he's one of the biggest cock teasers in football because bad coaching and the film study issue that may or may not be true considering on the source that you take. So that's the issue you have with Kyler Murray.
Mac Jones, by the way, is my mid-season MVP.
ooh.
As for being as mid as possible.
He's so mid, and then he goes out and has an amazing game against the Bills. Like he's the definition of just like, yep, there you go.
No, my mid-season MVP, Daniel Jones, because
He
if
was
you
nice-
have the
he was up
definition,
there.
if you have the definition of mid, Daniel Jones's picture is the example.
No, I think Derek Carr has been very mid.
Oh, Terry, that's a good
He
pick.
has been so mid. You just call him 50-50 because he's right in the middle, right there.
Yeah, I think I got to go Pat Mahomes on this one.
What?
That's actually not a bad pick because Mahomes has been struggling with the receivers unable to get separation.
He's only had
Hey,
one more
looked pretty
touchdown
good
game.
last week.
Slacker.
Pretty good this week.
I have a, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, what would you
Brock
rate?
Purdy, not mid.
Brock Purdy's not mid. What would you rate Taylor Swift out of 10? Just looks alone.
Taylor?
What?
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore, Adam.
We don't rate Taylor
Judge
Swift.
people based on their character and their contributions to society, and for that, she's an 11 out of 10.
I mean, for her character, those legs for days, baby. Just want to knob them like corn on the cob.
Scooter is gonna tune into this and just be like, you know what?
Like,
I'm
I'm
glad I
never
missed
coming back,
this.
guys.
Yeah, it's not a
Glad
good
I-
thing.
I'm
you know
going
what?
back to Amazon.
Tree knows all of every single defensive back that has ever played football. What do you think about Perna's take that Champ Bailey is the greatest DB ever?
Ooh, that's actually a tough call because, I mean, do you think he's up there with Rod Woodson or Darryl Green? Or
You think he's better than Ed Reed?
No, Ed Reed was more of a safety, not a defensive back.
Oh,
but-
okay. The defensive back. Oh, God.
I said
like
I
a
would take
corner
Champ
of
Bailey
all
over
time?
Deion Sanders every day of the week as a pure corner.
I think he's a more pure corner. I do agree with that. But I wouldn't say he's the best pure corner of all time. That would go to probably
Dick
Darryl
Lane?
Green or Night Train Lane would be a good
Night
one.
Train.
Yeah, well,
I'm
those
sorry.
Night Train Lane could
Darrell
assault
Revis,
people back
Darrell
then.
Revis, man.
Darrell Revis, but Revis was hurt. He missed a lot of time. Like
But
Bailey
Revis
was out
Island,
there.
man. I know
Bailey
Elias
was
gets a
out
pick,
there.
but-
My point was, I think
Hot take.
people just don't really remember how insanely talented Champ Bailey was, both as a cover corner, as a tackler who could stop the run. Like, there could be a highlight reel of him just saving runs from turning into like insane games. But anyway, I love Champ Bailey. I'm maybe a tiny bit biased, but mostly I think I could defend that.
I'm sorry, but okay, Champ Bailey has a great name, but is there a better name than Dick Lane? Like it's just right there. Like, his name is Dick Lane.
I can't do it
Marion
anymore,
Butts.
Dennis. I can't do it
Marion
anymore.
Butts.
Marion Butts. Dick Butt Kiss. All right, let's start with some QB debates. Let's
Daniel,
go.
I'm going to the game tonight.
Oh
That's right.
yeah.
That's why we have so much speed in trying to get through this right now.
Yes,
I know.
we're
Such
actually-
reason.
we gotta
We're
leave
10 minutes in.
early.
We've barely done anything. That's
I
why
love-
people watch this program, baby.
I love how people on this show set up commitments during the show. Like they're just like, oh yeah, I can leave. I can leave the show. I don't need to be here.
There's 5
All
of
right.
us.
It takes me 40 minutes to get in the city. That's
First
the problem.
debate.
Too early, Kingdom. Too early.
Bajent versus Fields. How bad did Tyson Bajent make Justin Fields look this weekend?
It's the Raiders, dude. They make
It-
every quarterback look good, except Jordan Love.
Still, like I went through and watched the tape and watched the highlights. Like Bajent was athletic, he was confident, he made some good throws. He looked like he understood the offense. He looked like he understood the offense better than Fields does. And if you look at Fields' tape from this year, like Fields has looked lost. He like I said, he looks like a toddler without his parents in a shopping mall. He looks bad. Bajent looked confident. Now, it could be the Raiders effect, don't get me wrong. And apparently, according to Cole Kmet, they were jet lagged. Like you could tell that they were gassed. Did you see that clip? But like, do they actually have a problem here with Justin Fields versus Bajent, or is this just a red herring?
Not enough.
I mean, it's too early, right? I mean, like you guys played like one against the Raiders, who are not a good team, by the way. And I fully say that as the Packers lost to the Raiders too, meaning they're not a good team either. So yeah, no, like and it was a backup QB too. So I think you need to see him for a few more games before you start making any grand gestures. I think it's more concerning because the Bears organization as a whole was like, yes, we got out the kinks last year. We figured out that he was our franchise guy. And then they were in the same exact place by week 5. So I think that's the bigger issue. I don't know if he's going to be the guy. But then again, I don't know if anybody could be the guy for Chicago because I don't know if they're developing quarterbacks right, to be honest.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess there might be another debate between Fields, Bajent, and Caleb Williams. Like that could be an even bigger debate because the Bears are definitely going to be in the top 2.
Here's the problem I have with Caleb Williams, though. They mentioned the same thing about Patrick Mahomes. Oh, if they drafted Patrick Mahomes, they'd be fine. No, they would have ruined Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was going to be running for his life in that draft.
Yeah.
If we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, he's a bust up there with the likes of Achilles Smith and like Jamarcus Russell just because of the Bears system. You throw Caleb Williams in there, oh, great, he's Patrick Mahomes. What else does he have? He's had a lot of iffy games these past few weeks.
Sure.
And he's got a lot to work on.
And Patrick Mahomes, he's still the best quarterback in the league, but he went to the best fit with Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
He had Travis Kelce there, who's going to finish his career as arguably the greatest tight end to ever play the game. He had Tyreek Hill there to help him develop. And yes, the Chiefs went on to win the Super Bowl last year without Tyreek Hill. By that time, like Mahomes has it figured out. They have everything working well. What sucks for Justin Fields right now is he played his 2 best games as a passing quarterback, starting with the Broncos. You're welcome, Justin. His first, 300-yard passing game ever, 4 touchdowns, 1 bad pick that cost him. Goes up against the Commanders, throws 4 TDs, and then they're going in that Vikings game. He gets hurt. So the Bears are in a weird spot where they just can't fully evaluate Justin Fields based on this injury. And if you have... Basically, if you're the Bears front office, the reason you would move on from Justin Fields is because it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper to draft either Caleb Williams or your Drake May if you're sitting at 1 or 2, and trade Fields, get some more draft capital, and just wait to see if one of those guys is as good or better than Justin Fields. And it's especially Fields because I think the last 2 seasons he started to prove like he might be the guy, and they're just in a process where they now this season haven't been able to fully evaluate it.
They're not ready for the guy. They might never be ready for the guy in Chicago. The one thing that works against Fields is so easy to dump him. Like he's so easy to break up with. Like you just be like, oh, there's no commitment here.
Denver will take him. We'll give him a 7-year, $500 million contract.
Sure. You got
we'll play Russ and Fields at the same time.
Beast of Metal with a 50 bomb right there. Thank you.
Whoa.
I'll bust out
down, Adam.
The Portland Timbers scarf.
Look at that nice scarf you got there.
It's very nice.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to display the chat at all?
No.
Who invented the scarf? They're just like, hey, here, hang yourself with this. Now you're warm.
Danny McCray.
All right, next debate. This one's
He's better at
juicy.
Survivor.
Danny McCray.
PJ Walker and Deshaun Watson. Like, Watson has missed games under Bijan Robinson level mysterious circumstances, and now PJ Walker's played well enough. Does Watson ever come back? Like,
he has to come back with that contract.
Yes, there's no way they can't afford to sit him.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, he's played poorly. Like, he looked bad against the Colts. And I know they might have re-injured his shoulder, this concussion protocol. I mean, he's been poor. Against Pittsburgh, he was bad. Like, bad. And I can hear myself out cold in the background now. It's hilarious.
Bad.
I think at the end of the day, like, the issue is that if Watson was like the backup and he didn't have that contract, they wouldn't even be going to him, right? So it'd be like, because they have PJ Walker, right? They have DTR. DTR is banged up, right? I think he's still banged up. Like, they don't have any solution there, like none whatsoever. So it's kind of like, all right, well, we have to rock with the guy that we're throwing $1 kajillion at and also traded our next 3 years of draft picks for, because there's no other option. And even if he looks god awful, it's like, well, we got to ride or die with him because that's all we got.
$60 million structure hit for the next 4 years.
but this, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what doesn't make any sense in terms of what Cleveland did was they had Jacoby Brissett there last year, and he played a lot better than Deshaun Watson.
He did. He was solid.
And then they let Jacoby go. And now they're having problems filling in for an injured Deshaun Watson. And I'm sure there was some sort of money justification or whatever. But the fact that they didn't keep the guy who kept the team kind of afloat last season for a while, or at least looked a lot better than Deshaun Watson, like, why not bring Jacoby Brissett back? But it gets a little bit more funny because if you remember, they had Josh Dobbs on their roster. And did they trade him to the Cardinals?
Yep, they traded him.
They traded the guy who's really rising above whatever tank level we thought the Cardinals were going to be at. And I love PJ Walker. I love his story. Love that he's from the XFL. But I think the Browns would be in a lot better position if they went to Josh Dobbs. And they would be like, you know what, Deshaun can let his shoulder heal all year. We'll just roll with Dobbs and this defense, and we're going to win a lot of games. So they fucked up by letting go 2 really good backups.
Go ahead. No, the disturbing thing is, like, this is a playoff team. Like, they should even with PJ Walker, if they roll with him this team should make the playoffs. Their defense
is phenomenal.
Myles Garrett is not a human being. I look at pictures of Myles Garrett and I'm like, are we the same species of organic material? Because he is not a human being. Like, he is like 6 whatever and just ripped out of his mind and just bowls over freaking offensive linemen like they shouldn't even belong out there. Like, he is a freak. And this team is they're actually really good. And if this was Deshaun Watson from, 6 years ago, that wasn't, Groper Cleveland, like, they would be talked about as a Super Bowl contender and in a feel good way, for sure.
Well, that's also why I think that was the thought process, right? I don't know if they thought this defense would be that good, but their defense has been good because they've just been building it through the draft, right? I remember when they got Denzel Ward, and I was like, damn, like, that secondary is going to start coming along. They got JOK. And I was like, all right, they're building a defense back there. And then, of course, you have, Nick Chubb, who literally could just operate that whole offense. They got a wide receiver 1 in Amari Cooper. They're like, okay, like, that last piece is Deshaun Watson. And if he looks like he did when he played for Houston, they're Super Bowl contenders easy. So they're like, yeah, we'll sell our soul to the devil here. Like, we will give him this huge contract. It's all guaranteed, all these draft picks, because if this hits, we're going Super Bowl. And unfortunately for them, it did not hit. And so, like, this is now the punishment that they are going to have to endure.
They could still, like, I'm sorry, like, for their defense, like, that's what you need for a late run. Is an incredible defense, and they, like, Watson could get his crap together, and then it'll be the ugliest, most dirtiest Super Bowl ever if Cleveland makes it to the Super Bowl.
Not before Pittsburgh. Sorry.
It's what I love about the NFC North is like it's a brutal division, but you're like it's like Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. Like the guys keeping the Steelers and the Browns in the mix are two defensive edge rushers right now that are just dominating games. Obviously, there's a whole team effort, but like the star of the Steelers is TJ, star of the Browns is Myles. And there's not a lot of other teams that everything's not going through the quarterback.
All I say is put some respect on Presley Harvin. He is the greatest punter in the history of the
yeah.
All right, last QB debate, and then we can, call it.
I think it's TJ by like a little bit right now. I think it's TJ.
I'd say TJ.
But Myles had like an insane game though. But dude, right now my defensive rookie of the year, it's got to be Witherspoon. Like he is just different level.
You're welcome, Seattle.
Right.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, here's the last.
You weren't saying that when they traded for Russ.
Nope.
Here's the last debate.
I've been wrong. I'll be wrong.
Tyrod Taylor and Daniel Jones. I will let you guys have your opinions, and I'll give you mine at the end as the sole Giants fan here. Good thing Scooter's not here because he would just lay into me.
So here's the thing. Tyrod Taylor, I don't think, is the answer for your franchise. It's not like, man, he's our franchise guy for the next 8 years. But he looks more comfortable and is taking less sacks behind the same O-line that Daniel Jones was behind and was getting destroyed behind. And while Daniel Jones definitely is faster, right, and I think has a higher ceiling, and I want to also give it, Tyrod has had Saquon back, which is nice too, because Saquon had been out for a while.
Saquon is the offense.
I think it's until Tyrod Taylor looks like he can't do it anymore, and then you put Dan Jones back in, because other than that, like, that guy's operating your offense. He's got you a win. Almost beat the Bills. It's not pretty, but I mean, what else do you do? I know the contract's not great, but it ain't Deshaun Watson level. So it's like, if you think you can actually win some games, you stick with Taylor.
I think it's a situation where Brian Dable checks in with Dan Jones about the neck injury, and Dan Jones is not the one telling Brian Dable what's going on. Brian Dable's like, "No, Dan, your neck's still a little too stiff to be out there playing this week.
Yeah,
Neck's hurting a little bit.
How's the shoulder?
Yeah, and I agree with everything Tom said. I think Tyrod Taylor, he is such like a journeyman QB. He's always been a solid football player. He's never really been a QB who's going to lose you games. But he's never been the guy who's going to win you the crucial games. And, after the Chargers doctor stabbed him in the lungs, I think like nothing can shake him. Like, oh no, my offensive line's bad. Is a doctor going to fucking stab me in the lungs? Checks down to Reed X, nails it, 6-yard gain, lives to fight another down. That's Tyrod Taylor. I wish I knew better football terms.
You cover football.
It's
Watson,
but I don't
and
study
what plays they run.
You're not a Brett
It's
Coleman.
so boring. I don't know how Brett Coleman does what he does.
He makes it interesting though. Like Brett Coleman's
makes it
like,
interesting, but
and he has all these weird terminologies. It's like, now this is cover 3, banana base here, but this looks like lube, but it's really petroleum jelly, and you're just like, what? Like, I
never want to know that much about anything. I think on Earth.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to know more about the Broncos?
Tree, weigh in on this debate.
I will say this, Daniel Jones, I feel like he's kind of lost in that system right now. I feel like he's taking way too many hits in the back zone. I think he's a better quarterback than Tyrod in a vacuum, but the problem is I feel like with the injuries, and I know they're making a lot of excuses for him, but this was supposed to be the year where he would put up or shut up. I mean, last year he didn't really throw deep. He was benefiting from Saquon, and without Saquon, there's just nothing in the Giant system. So I don't know if either quarterback would do well in the system, because your offensive line's just trash. Your wide receivers can't really catch. Darren Waller has been pretty much a non-factor, unfortunately, at this point. He's had a couple moments, but nothing too crazy, I would say. But I would just say that you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If we're being completely honest here, the only reason why you'd start Daniel Jones is he's making $40 million. He's trying to prove something right. That's it. So they'll probably end up starting Daniel just for that reason.
Sure.
Yeah. I will weigh in here with some very cordial, nice things to say. All of you guys are idiots. You're fucking stupid.
Okay.
There is no debate here. Daniel Jones is the guy. First point, right? Saquon was out. He's back. Saquon's going to make any quarterback look good because all you have to do is manage the mid-level throws. Like, you don't have to throw the ball deep when Saquon's in your backfield because he draws so much attention. Secondly, the offensive line that Tyrod has in front of him is not even the same that they started with. Andrew Thomas has been hurt. Justin Pugh was signed off the street. Glowinski has been trash. He's incrementally getting better. Evan Neal is a turnstile and he's hurt. Like, the guys that are out there right now are not the guys that Daniel Jones was going to go to war with. And in the game that Jones looked the worst, he got hurt as well. So you don't know when he actually got hurt in that game. So to me, Daniel Jones is still the better option than Tyrod Taylor. When he comes back, which he will, and he will be the starter because they paid him $40 million. And that's just that's what's going to happen. But he is objectively the better quarterback than Tyrod Taylor. He will start throwing the ball deep to the new weapon that we've discovered, Jalen Hyatt. And you will see that he's a competent quarterback. Okay. He is not garbage.
I like how you said new weapon we discovered when it was literally a guy you guys drafted. Be the weapon.
Like, who's been there already.
When Saquon is there, you can go vertical. And you saw that with Tyrod Taylor against the Commanders. You saw that against the Bills. And I'm sorry, Daniel Jones has a much better deep ball than Tyrod Taylor. He's used to throwing it to Darius Stonehands Slayton. And now he's got a guy in Hyatt that can actually burn. So you will see a much better Daniel Jones when he comes out on the field. There is no debate. This is all fabricated by the media and people like idiots like us that need something to talk about. There's no debate.
You know, you
here.
said like the exact same points that I said, Tree said, and Perna said. You literally, I said the Saquon point. He just said about having to put him on the field because his contract is there. You literally just said the exact same things.
I was just echoing your points.
You just called
us idiots,
and then said the exact same points that we said.
No, it's going
back to back.
Dude, there's a reason why Giants fans were the dumbest fans rated by
Jesus.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's Jordan Love. It's Jordan Love. Dude, like, here's the thing, though. Because I said the Saquon point, the issue is that the sack numbers are still worse, like, when Daniel Jones is back there. Because the guy is getting obliterated. Even with Tyrod Taylor back there, he's taking less hits. So I agree, Daniel Jones is eventually going to get the start because they're paying him so much money. But at the end of the day, there should definitely be some concern because you had Saquon at the beginning of the season and you still weren't winning games. You were getting shut out. You scored your first touchdown at home last week. Like, it ain't much better with Jones. So I'm saying just going forward, that's where the concern is going to lie. Of like, okay, what is Tyrod Taylor doing? And even if it's just taking less hits that Daniel Jones isn't, because that's going to wind up shortening his career and potentially his shot at being their guy.
Yeah, I don't think you care. Like,
is his contract, like, isn't there kind of an out after 2 seasons?
It was 2 seasons in and out. So, I mean, they could honestly play him this year, and then next year, if he's garbage, find someone else, and then they're done. Like, it was a very Giant-friendly quarterback. Like, everyone's like, oh, 40 million. Yeah, it's really a kind of a front-loaded contract that's easy to walk away from.
$40 million.
Mm-hmm.
Giants currently pick at 5, so you're gonna have to do worse to possibly get your QB.
But here's the thing: like, the Giants, they've played some. Hold on, let me look at the schedule.
He's probably going back to see you though.
Unfortunately, the Giants have the Jets, the Raiders, so they could get to 4 and 5 here in the and then the copium starts coming, because us Giants fans, as soon as we get close to 500, we start talking smack, and I mean it's a very real stretch. Stupid. Like, then we have the Cowboys, which is an L, but we have the Commanders, Patriots, Packers, Saints, and that they could be over 500 by the time that they take on the Eagles. Like, this season is salvageable for the Giants. And that's why I have not hit the panic button, because we do have a soft little spot here in the middle of the season for to play teams that we should be able to beat, especially if the defense is going to play like they did against the Commanders.
Well, Commanders aren't exactly a football team.
Telling you,
they got torched by Justin Fields and the Bears. That's all that needs to be said. They would be 2-5 if not for the fact that if Desmond Ridder could throw a football.
Tom, would you rather have Russell Wilson or Jordan Love?
Give me Jordan Love. That's fine. Even if he's not our guy, give me Jordan Love. Yeah, no, because at
Russell
least
Wilson costs more money.
he's on a shit. He's on a minimal contract, and if it doesn't work out, all right, then we move on. Have a nice day. So
You like having first-round draft picks? Do you like having a first-round draft picks, Tom?
Yeah, the Rams also did that, and they won a Super Bowl. What about you? You're gonna win like tank bowls, maybe if you're
Daniel Jones
It all
or
changes
Jordan
this
Love.
week when we beat the Chiefs for the first time in 17
if
tries.
they actually
Oh my
beat the
God.
Chiefs on
Starts
Sunday.
this week.
Like that's Perna's Super Bowl. That's it. Like he's like that will sustain me for the rest of the year. Lose every game by 60. But if we beat the Chiefs,
if the Broncos beat the Chiefs, you need to make for merch a shirt that just says football boner. Like you just need to make that a merch. Just says football.
Rachel, think of something more clever than that.
Okay. And it's just a poorly drawn penis. Like Rachel should draw the sad little football boner.
flaccid and
It's
just like a little
limp.
drip
Yeah,
coming
it's
out
just
the
a
bottom.
little- yeah, it's
free
like,
drip.
mhm.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, we write the whole show.
I have
It takes
a football
hours.
boner right
Maybe it has a fungus
every line.
infection
This
on
was
it.
scripted.
STD.
Because this.
All right. Is there any other laundry list of things that we need to do? I know we wanted to
Dude,
have
so who do you think's winning tonight? Buccaneers or Bills? Both teams' offenses have been absolute garbage, and both of them need to win. The Bills
And
I
Baker
say more than the
Mayfield
Bucs.
is Baker Mayfield playing or is he out?
He's playing. He is playing.
He is playing. Okay.
Who's Kyle Trask. That's right.
I'm gonna be quite frank. I think the Buccaneers win this one. Their defense is strong, and Baker Mayfield's been known to pull magic out of his ass. And the Bills' defense has not been good. Their DVOA is 28th since they've had those injuries the last couple of weeks. So, I mean, as bad as they were last week against Atlanta's defense is a lot stronger than Buffalo's right now. So I think Tampa takes it.
Damn.
I debated this a while today.
Master debated it.
I'm going to go with the Bills. I think they're in a desperate backs to the wall, the corner. They painted themselves in a corner, and guess what? They got paint thinner. They're going to drink it. They're going to get rid of that paint. They're going to go right through that little paint that they painted themselves in that stupid-ass little corner with, and they're going to win. And I agree. Buccaneers probably have the most underrated defense in the NFL right now. My power rankings, I discovered them and the Ravens. Two staunchest defenses in the red zone. So it ain't going to be easy.
Nope.
Josh Allen just needs to throw touchdowns from outside the red zone. Buffalo. It's gonna be an ugly game though, right?
It's gonna be an
Oh
ugly
yeah.
game.
Oh, it's gonna be
I
bad.
think
It's gonna be classic Al Michaels takes the flask of whiskey and just chugs it repeatedly.
Right.
That's what that is.
Gambling lines.
Yeah.
The Bills are favored by 9.5. So very much Vegas thinks that the Bills are going to win this game.
That's a trap.
That's not a trap line, really. The problem, trap lines are like if the Bills were just -1, that would be a trap line. This to me seems like Vegas thinks that the Bills are pretty much gonna take care of business.
I think regardless of what happens, if the Bills lose, it's like really big panic time. But even they have to like blow them out of the water, and I don't think they're gonna.
They're not.
I don't think they're gonna. Like they just don't look like a good team right now.
I changed my mind. 3 passing touchdowns for Josh Allen. They're gonna look amazing tonight.
Okay.
Von Miller.
Tom, do you have a prediction?
2 sacks.
I got the Bills winning. I think it's gonna be an ugly game, like 21-18 or something. Maybe it's gonna be ugly. I just hope it's better than the Giants-Bills game because that game was so bad. That game was horrific.
There have been a lot of bad games this year, dude.
Thursday night games
have
been
very,
shit.
very aware.
I don't know how you stream every primetime game, dude. There are some bad football games.
I gotta say though, last year's were worse.
That's the sad part. That's the sad part. I mean, I think last week was more of an acid trip than anything.
Last week, I don't even know. You know what? I will say the Monday Night Football was actually, it turned into a solid game. I thought it was gonna be a blowout, but like 49ers Vikings was a pretty good game.
No, Vikings shocked the world, and that's what they do. They're not normal.
So.
Okay, you guys ready to count it down?
Game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah, it's me. I forgot. I'm doing things.
Baby.
Yeah. 20, 16, 15, 4. If I get asked about Sean Clifford again, I'm gonna throw myself on the floor. Because Jordan Love is taking over, and that's a fact. And every time I watch him, I have a heart attack. Because I'm scared, I'm nervous. I am nervous. I'm nervous.
Dude, he's just going to chuck it on a 3rd and 20 into double coverage 50 downfield.
That's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do.
That's what the scooter does, baby.
Yeah.
$61.99.
I'm at $68.89.
Okay, Tom.
Yeah, I lost. It's me. It's me.
Well, let's see. 126.92.
Yep,
What about you?
216.52. I knew it.
Oh,
I knew
Stone Cold T 216, baby.
I knew it.
Stone Cold
That's
216.
That's 316. 316.
5. Did you want to do the punishment of that weird TikTok you were showing on Dumpster Fire?
That's what someone was saying before. Like, I don't know what it is. What is
Let me.
it?
Oh, here. Let me show it to you. Hold on. Let me call it up.
Dude, it was the weirdest thing I've seen. It was in between
It's
him just
very-
like sitting on the couch randomly and just.
It was very funny. Hold on.
It was weird, dude. It was surreal. Are you kidding me?
Hold on.
Man, we need Scooter back. I want the punishment where he has to promote his tweet, shouting out, giving
do
the
like
Eagles
that.
love.
Dude, and he's playing they're not. It's not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, it's Cowboys Eagles.
Oh, we gotta make sure he's here next week.
Noggin jogging. Oh, don't worry. He'll have an excuse like saying like his 3rd bathroom is springing a leak and he needs to change the plunge.
Okay.
Stone Cold
Just watch-
216.
Watch this dumb video.
What is this? Is this legal?
I don't trust that it is. I watched it for 2 minutes. What? What? I don't understand what this is, but I feel like this looks like it's inappropriate for everyone watching.
Yeah, I just saw it. It's like it is the weirdest thing.
What? Okay.
Yeah, it's we're all just lost. I was the same way. I'm like, what is happening?
So I can tell you,
Oh,
I'll
wait.
wear the horse one, but I'm not doing the other one. I'll tell you that much. Just getting hit, and I don't get what this is.
I'm too old. I'm a boomer.
You know what?
don't
I think you should be hit with the pool. You and your dad should have to do this, Tom.
My dad's on vacation.
Your dad?
My
We're
dad's
talking
on
about him and Brandon.
My dad's on vacation for 2.5 weeks. I'm watching his dog.
Oh. Okay, that was too weird for all of you, but
I didn't get it on Dumpster Fire either.
maybe.
I can try this. I did a hot take. I don't like muffins. I don't like muffins. So I'm really bad at baking. I can cook. I cannot bake though. I can attempt to make muffins. They will not come out good and I will eat them on stream.
I think that's what you should do. Is you should do a live stream where you cook the muffins, right? The
Well, I think I
only.
bake them beforehand. And then
No.
I'll bring-
Like, how long did they take? Muffins.
I don't
take,
know.
what,
Yeah, I
20,
like this
20
stuff.
minutes?
I like it, but the muffins have to feature colors of the Vikings, Bears, and
Ooh.
Lions.
And the
The-
Lions.
yeah,
jersey on there?
Yes.
just blue.
Yes.
It's from my face.
But like, no, you have to make the muffins during the show, and then by the end of the show, they pop out of the oven, and then you have to eat your hot muffin.
blueberry.
So blueberry, chocolate, and I would say probably purple food coloring, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, so I
Or you
can try
just
to
get a
make
little frosting
muffins.
and put it on there. Different colored
Mhm.
frosting.
That's a cupcake, Brandon.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
Brandon's never had a cupcake before in his life.
This
I
was
mean-
my argument.
Like,
Alright.
I think you should have to stream from your kitchen, Tom, and just make muffins during the show in an
right.
apron.
That's fine.
Like, ooh, we should have he should have to wear a Kiss the Cook apron.
I have an apron. No, I got two
Okay.
aprons.
All right, you do it from your kitchen. You just bring a
I'm not doing
laptop
that.
down there and a camera, and you.
I just
make
gotta remember.
muffins,
I gotta
and then-
make sure I go buy
yeah.
muffin mix.
And at the
I
end
want
of the
a
show, you
onion
just eat your muffin. Just like I did to your mom.
All right.
Okay.
We'll let Tree get to his ball game.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Tree, is
it
someone there? that is
Yes,
gonna take you
a
there?
certain member of America is currently here right now on his cross country tour.
America.
And
All right.
we are going to the game tonight.
All right,
Nice.
have fun at the Pens game.
Yeah, buddy.
What do you guys got
Hopefully they're
coming
not playing
out?
the Avs.
Oh, I've got Haters Guide to the World Series coming out tomorrow.
Let's
Nice.
go,
Ooh.
Brandon.
It's gonna be full of hate.
Oh, I
Brandon,
got a
what's
video
going on?
tomorrow about the fuck.
You don't even
Cruel
know.
plays the NFL's already banned with all the tush push banning.
You're taking all of my good ideas.
Maybe.
You're taking all the good ideas, Brandon. I don't.
Well, you
like
can
it.
steal them, dude.
Yeah.
Then take them.
Just make
I
yeah,
need
make
this-
the same video.
Yeah, I know.
Shoot
I know.
it.
You're
Get
not.
it,
You're
get
not
it out.
TPS.
I'll be like, Will, can I get a script for this? And he'll be like, sure, I can get that by tomorrow. And he doesn't even change.
If
the
you
script.
pay
He
him
just
double what
makes-
I pay him, you can have the script.
Okay, we'll think about it.
Let's go.
Tom.
I'll be streaming tonight.
Okay, I've got the most cursed sports state in the union.
Ooh.
Yes, what is the worst sports state out of all 50 states?
Rhode Island.
No,
They don't have any teams.
No, with four
Delaware.
major sports. What would you
Alaska.
think is the worst?
Hawaii.
Minnesota.
Sean's on it. Sean knows it. Yep. Okay. Can we end this show?
Minnesota.
Bye.
I'm gonna go rock climbing.
Goodbye
All right.
forever.